let's just check out this lifesteal. Look at the lifesteal in the top left corner. We are lifestealing for quite a bit here. And let's see if we can just heal up a little bit here. Oh, I'm just not that impressed with it, honestly. We're gonna just see right here. We're gonna jump right in and just jump right into everyone. What's going on, everybody? Today I'm gonna be going over 6-piece Vithus and whether or not it's actually worth to farm it. I'm gonna be doing this for all sets of the future, but today we're gonna be talking about the lifesteal effect. I've already went over the 4-piece effect, which I think is really good. Today, specifically the 6-piece effect. Let's get into it. All right, so what does the 6-piece Vithus actually do? And so we can see here, every time we use a skill to buff ourselves or a party member, we're going to create an area of basically life drain. That's for 12 seconds, and it's gonna grant us 12% life drain for any of us and party members in the area. It has a 40-second internal cooldown. So what this is going to look like is, if we were to go ahead and just drop ice armor here, we're going to create a green area here, and it is going to be placed wherever we were at the time of placing that buff, which makes this very interesting in terms of classes that are kind of in the fight. You're going to want to stay in this area if we want to go ahead and get the life drain, which makes it a little awkward in some scenarios for the wizard here, because if we were to use this with our teleport, which does a proc it with Mask of Illusions here, we would create it on the clone and then teleport away from the life drain area. So what are we going to do to kind of alleviate the fact that we don't want to get away from the area? Well, I think in this case, we are going to want to run some sort of really ranged type build, or we run a build where we're not running the Mask of Illusions and instead proc it when we jump in and teleport into the fight. So I'm going to test 2 builds here for the Vithu set. First off, we're going to figure out a beam build for us. All right, so we're jumping into the skills here, and let's just change up them. So we're gonna go with Ray of Frost, Disintegrate, and Ice Crystal, and just play from range. What we're running in the legendary items is going to give us Shiversent Stare, the freeze effect from Ray of Frost. Waking Invocation is gonna allow us to drop the Ray of Frost clone. The Enervators that are gonna give us a shield every single time Ray of Frost damages an enemy. This is going to proc the Vithus Urge's set effect. And then we're gonna have the Crystal Guards with the Ice Crystal cooldown, and then Force of Harakas to give us an additional extra damage with our basic attack, and then the offhand does not matter because we have nothing to proc it. Keep in mind we are still getting the 30% beneficial effect duration, as well as the additional attack speed. If you've not seen my previous video, any beneficial effect that's going to be applied to us from other people is also going to be extended by 30% from my testing. So we're going to see how effective the lifesteal thing, the range of it is, when we go ahead and proc it from the Ray of Frost. We're going to see it's kind of hard to get a beneficial effect within the group of skills that I'm running, and we're going to have to wait for PvP, so I'll be back in, honestly, a couple of hours here. All right, so as I mentioned, we're going to be testing out the Vithus 6-piece set in this Battlegrounds. I do want to run the double beam build, but we are not going to have access to the fiery beam here with our standard Disintegrate Ray, which is a little unfortunate. The build is a little awkward with a 6-piece Vithus for the wizard, at least. You either have to kind of run this awkward shielding for the shoulder piece, or you can run the Mask of Illusions, but then also that has you teleporting away from it. It's a little awkward overall, but maybe we could get some value from it. I really just want to see what kind of lifesteal we can actually get from this, so I might take a couple of risks here just so that I can take some damage, and we're going to do that right off the bat. Honestly, I'm going to go ahead and just completely start jumping into the fight. Let's just check out this lifesteal. Look at the lifesteal in the top left corner. We are lifestealing for quite a bit here, but we don't have Gladiator proc, so that was my mistake right off the bat. That was actually a really impressive showing of some of the potential of the Vithus 6-piece here. Right off the bat, I want to just take a bunch of damage and see what kind of lifesteal we can actually gain from this. We do have to hit with the Ray of Frost in order for us to even get the Vithus procced at all. So let's see, we're going to kind of drop that and then drop the Disintegrate Ray. Big damage here, but we are like in the middle of their squad, so it is a little difficult to go ahead and hit people. We are going to teleport away. We did get the freeze on this guy. It's a little awkward here. Let's see. We are struggling a bit here. All right, let's drop the freeze ray here and go for another hit here. All right, decent damage. Come on. Wow, it's taking a lot of damage to kill these guys, honestly. Like, it's actually crazy how much lower the Disintegrate does in terms of damage. But I just want to see how much lifesteal we can get from this. Looks like we're just being absolute spawn camped here, so you know, that is what it is. We just spawned and died. Looks like this barb here looks like about 3k resonance here, so that is a little tricky. Let's see, we're gonna spawn after a second here. Looks like they got the fear out, but it didn't interrupt them long enough. We're gonna drop the freeze ray here, and then hopefully we can do some big damage. Looks like everyone just has the freeze or the gladiator available when we're trying to kill these guys. There's our first kill. Do we even have the freeze activated here? We do have it on. That was really, really slow in terms of activating the freeze. Decent lifesteal, though, from when we dropped that. We're going to just jump on these guys. Maybe we can freeze this one. Okay, there we go. There's some damage there. We're going to chase this one down. There we go. Another kill there. Drop the freeze ray. We can freeze this guy. Okay, nice. We're gonna back up here. We got another freeze on the monk. Ooh, very, very nice. Really hard to determine whether or not Vithu's is doing a lot of work here. We are gonna get value. We're gonna get the drop the lifesteal right now. Let's just check out this lifesteal. Ooh, so decent in keeping us in the battle here, but overall not like crazy. Like, it's still not enough to actually do anything against, you know, these players that are overrunning us. The thing is like, in order to get value from the lifesteal, you have to take damage. So like, I don't know if I'm very convinced over the lifesteal here. Maybe not for the wizard, but maybe for another class like the crusader that can do some big burst damage. Let's try that again here. Let's just see if we can get some damage out. We've already taken some damage. This guy's already been procced into gladiator here. All right, let's just do some damage here. There's the barbarian activated. We're gonna drop the ice crystal and see if we can drop the lifesteal field here, and then see what we can do with all the lifesteal. Maybe we could be in the fight a little bit longer here. Honestly, the lifesteal is not super impactful, but it is a nice kind of buffer. The question is the 15% damage from Grace of the Flagellant going to be better than the lifesteal that we're getting right now? I'm not quite sure on that. We're going to get the freeze down on this one, and then we should be able to finish them off. Okay. That's not bad. We're going to go ahead and heal up here. I'm not going to heal up all the way because I do want to see if we can get some Vithus down. Oh, maybe we should have healed up. Ooh, big ice crystal, though. Really, really nice damage. We did some massive work there against these players, but we're getting jumped on by this barb. Definitely a strong barb here. That was a really, really impactful freeze ray. Honestly, this just seems more like the wizard is strong rather than like the Vithus set itself is strong. Again, we're going to heal up a little bit here, and then hopefully we're going to be able to drop another ice crystal and see what kind of value we can get from it. There we go. Here's the healing field. And let's see if we can just heal up a little bit here. Oh, I'm just not that impressed with it, honestly. The healing is just kind of mediocre, if I'm being honest here. There's another kill there. And here comes the barb. We're going to try to freeze them. So we did get the freeze off. We should be able to kill off one of them and then be able to back out. There we go. We did, and we are able to back out here. Oh, but there's a demon hunter behind us. Let's drop the freeze ray. Maybe this will give us enough shielding to be able to survive here. Okay, not bad, not bad. We got the attack speed bonus, which gave us a little bit of extra damage there. This guy's gonna try to run after us. It is what it is. We're being hit by stuff that isn't even registering on my screen, so that's always nice. Let's see. Let's just try to get some basics out. And then we could drop the Vithus or the freeze ray here up in just a moment. We're going to back up here. I had a feeling they were going to Furious Charge on us. That was a really nice dodge from us. Really, really nice dodge, actually. Let's see. We're going to have to try to basic here, and then maybe we can drop the freeze ray on these guys. Okay, we're going to do that now. Drop the freeze ray and see if we can get some big damage. The healing is just non-existent, honestly. We did too much damage, and they're all dead here. So we didn't even get any healing from that. Honestly, super unimpressed with the Vithu set. On the wizard, that is. It could be much better for another class. Let's go ahead and pop the... oh, we have to go ahead and get this barb here. I don't think their Undying Rage... oh, their Undying Rage is back up here. Of course, you know, I mean, we should have expected that. We're going to heal up a little bit here. If you're with a Crusader, I could see this being actually really good. There we go. Get the freeze on everyone. Nice, very, very good. We got a lot of effect out, or we did a really nice there. This guy's just trying to run me down. All right, we're gonna run back this way, and we're gonna be able to kill him with the Vithu set. Again, the Vithu is just not healing at all. Honestly, the healing is very, very low. I'll have to re-watch these clips after the fact, but I'm just not seeing it, honestly, in terms of the value. And we're lagging a little bit, so that's always nice. Let's see if we can do some big damage to the barb here. They're gonna be immune to damage once again for a nice 5 seconds. And we have a Crusader jumping after us. All right, let's heal up here. The bone armor did really, really nice to keep us alive there. All right, we got feared by the Demon Hunter that just jumps right on top of us. We're gonna drop the Ice Crystal and see if we can do some really, really big freezes here. Ooh, this is probably the best thing that we got out of this. That was a nice 10 kill streak, and we're gonna be able to push for the end here, or the idol into the enemies here. This barb is just crazy on how strong they are in stopping our push. I mean, look at this. It's just like sitting on top of us because they have like 20 seconds of immunity frame. I mean, that's a little bit of an exaggeration, but they have like 8 seconds of immunity frames here. We're going to drop the Ice Crystal here and see what we can do. Really, really nice in terms of just value. I mean, what are we doing? Like, how do we fight this, honestly? Like, it's really difficult to push. We were able to finish it off, though, and we are able to get a couple of kills here. We did get the lifesteal field. I don't know if it's going to be enough, though. Ooh, and we just got teleported above the screen. Honestly, just not insanely impactful. Like, we are doing a lot of damage here, and even then, it's not crazy. Granted, I have not died as much as I probably would have expected, and I've kind of avoided healing a lot, so maybe just the extra HP isn't that bad. But I'm not a huge fan of it so far. I'm really not. We're gonna have to see, though. I'm gonna drop the Ice Crystal. I kind of missed the Ice Crystal on my freeze ray, which is fine, I guess. Looks like we immune that Furious Charge CC. And then we're gonna try to finish off the barb here. We're just gonna go for the heart here. Looks like this Crusader is just dropping everything on top of us. Let's just hit the heart. So you can see in the top left, actually, it's not bad healing if you're able to stay in the fight and really channel it. Oh, I don't know, though. It feels a little subpar, if I'm going to be honest, in this fight. I'd rather have like a 6-piece set effect from another set, or just run a 2-piece set. So let's just check out this barb real quick, because I'm curious. They had 2.3k resonance. They were just really, really tanky. But overall, I'm going to give it an okay grade. It was a little underwhelming, if I'm going to be honest, but I'm going to go ahead and swap my build up and see if we can do something a little bit different here. All right, so the second build we're going to be running is a teleport explosion build. I just released a video on this the other day, but the idea here is to teleport in. We are not running the shield effect on the teleport because it will spawn the lifesteal field from where we teleported from once again. So a little anti-synergy with the wizard. Idea is we're going to teleport in and then pop our lightning nova, our scorch, and all that stuff when we jump in. The important thing to note is that if we don't want the cooldown to go on cooldown, we're going to have to avoid using any of our movement speed buffs or anything like that until we actually get into the battlefield so we can pop the lifesteal field when we're in there. So a little bit of an awkward synergistic thing there, a little bit of anti-synergy, but I do want to try it this way. I think that the beam build did offer a little bit of lifesteal, and it was a little bit of helpful in terms of just overall getting you into the fight and staying in the fight a little bit longer. But I do want to try it with this because it is kind of like jumping straight into the battlefield and see what you could do with a little bit of extra HP. All right, so we're jumping into the second match here, and I think that overall the amount of lifesteal is a little interesting because it's only 12%, that you're not going to get a crazy amount, especially if you're dealing damage to, you know, kind of these random players around. But in PvE, you're going to get a ton of lifesteal from it. And so I kind of am interested in seeing what the PvE lifesteal. So maybe I'll do a quick test on that. And really, it's only going to matter for maybe like challenge rifts or something like that. But I guess for you free-to-play players, if you're interested in seeing that, I will go ahead and check that out. Because if you are someone who is already really tanky and all that, you're not going to worry about dying. We're going to just see right here. We're going to jump right in and just jump right into everyone and just see what kind of damage we can get out. Ooh, big damage here. And we're going to just back up here and just see if we can escape. We did do a lot of work here. There's a Grace of the Flagellant proc that just procced on top of us. So let's just see if we can kill off this one. All right, nice kill there. We have another one running away. We're going to see if we could just go ahead and CC them and then kind of just deal some DPS. Really, really nice DPS here. And we're going to immobilize them and just do some damage. Really, really nice combo there. Really good. Oh, looks like there's another one here. We should be able to finish them off here with just a basic. Well, actually, maybe not. Let's see here. We're going to get some big damage out. Maybe. We're going to pop the ice armor. And it looks like we just killed them off. And, oh, we barely almost got that kill. But the Phoenix Ashes did keep them alive. I'm not sure how effective the actual Vithu's proc was. I wasn't quite paying close enough attention to see that. But we'll have to watch that back. Perhaps. I'm not sure why this Scorch isn't hitting this guy. All right. There we go. Big damage on these guys. Really, really nice CC from the Scorch here. And we're going to be able to just do a bunch of damage here. There we go. Finish off the Necro. Really, really strong, at least from the attack speed side of things. I really, really like that. We just got caught in a bunch of CC there. Really, really good damage that we're putting out, though. I actually really, really enjoy this build. But we're going to just try. We're going to see if we can just teleport in and do some big damage. If I had a mount bank set, this would be amazing. We're going to proc that. There's the lifesteal field, and we're going to just try to stay in it and do some damage. Looks like everyone just kind of ran away, though, which is a little unfortunate. Let's see here. Looks like this guy's trying to run away. We should be able to just chase them down and basic them to death. Really, really strong build, though, for sure. This guy's just permanently being CC'd by the Scorch effect, and then we get another kill there. Teleport on these guys, and we should just be able to really do some big damage. Oh, we got CC'd, though, by the Wolves. I think these two on the enemy team are like 3.4k resonance based on the 100k life, which is pretty strong. Again, I'm not sure how effective the Vithu's 6-piece set effect is working. The 4-piece is really working well, though, for sure. That's no doubt. We're going to just jump in here and then see what kind of damage we can do. There's the 4-piece or the 6-piece set effect, really active right now. We're going to see if we can do some big damage here and then try to lifesteal back up. There's a kill there. And then we're going to just teleport onto this wizard here and do some big damage here. Let's see if we could just do some big damage. Oh, we got the gladiator procced here. And we're going to get CC'd to death. Okay. Not super impressed with it in this build because people are just running out of our lifesteal field. I think a huge buff to this is just having the lifesteal field stay on top of you rather than just being placed down. It's really, really awkward, the fact that it's placed down. It does work for the beam build a little bit better, I think. And I'm not a huge fan of it in this build, but we're just going to jump ahead here and see if we can do some big damage. Looks like these guys are just completely jumping on top of us. I don't know if we are able to even compete in this one, honestly. I don't know how strong my team is and what's going on here, but it seems like maybe I'm just jumping ahead in front of them and they're just not here. We'll see. We're going to jump over to the right side here and see if we can do some big damage with our build as well as the lifesteal, maybe keeping us in the fight a little bit longer. All right, these guys are particularly strong, though. These guys, yeah. All right, well, DPS Nerd and Skep here, I think, have about 3.4k resonance, so they just one-shot me there. There isn't really much I could do about that. Like, lifesteal doesn't really help me there, unfortunately. So maybe let's see, we're just going to jump onto this one real quick here. There's the lifesteal, but I don't know if it's going to do much here. We are going to kill probably 2 here, which is nice, but I don't think that's going to matter. We're going to try to speed away, maybe do some healing here. Once again, they kind of just ran out of our field. Like, it didn't even matter because they just ran out of it. Like, I mean, there's not much we can do about that. Let's see here. Looks like we're just getting chain CC'd by the fear and everything. Again, not much we can do about that. We don't have CC immunity in this build, and our Necros are not close enough, or we're not close enough to our Necros either way to get our CC immunity. Let's see, maybe we could jump in and do some damage. Once again, this barb's going to be hard to deal with. We're going to jump on these guys and see if we can do some big damage. Actually, we were able to do a lot of damage here, but it doesn't matter. Like, the rest of our team is just not here for us. So we can't really do a whole lot outside of this. And the lifesteal doesn't really do a whole lot even so. Like, we're not life-stealing enough to actually make it worthwhile. So overall, I'm just not a huge fan of the 6-piece Vithu set. I can imagine it could be good if you're like someone who's going to do some big burst damage. Maybe like if you are a melee class, it'll work better for you. Even then, though, and it looks like we just got randomly stunned by a proc of Howler's Call here. Maybe we can kill off the Necro here, but the CC's still insane already. Try to run past these guys and maybe go after this one. Oh man, it's too hard. I think the enemy team is just too stacked compared to us, honestly, and it's a little hard to even get anything off. We're having a trouble just even fighting them at all. Maybe if we were running a different build, we would be a little bit more useful. Hard to say. Let's see here. We were doing a lot of damage early on, but the Necro is just so strong that we can't really avoid anything there. All right, let's just back up here. Maybe CC this barb here. Look how strong the barb is. I mean, whale barbs are actually very, very impactful. Let's just try to abuse and stay in this field here. Maybe get some big lifesteal going. Not quite sure. It's hard to stay in the field. We're kind of being overrun here. Maybe some big damage with our teleports, and no, we can't get enough value out of the Vithus. And honestly, I think that if I was running some sort of like two-piece, something like maybe a Feasting Barons where I can get more value out of my CCs, or maybe like a two-piece Shell Boss, even in this case, to where I can get some more damage out of my basic attacks, because that is a huge source of my damage. I think I would get a lot more value out of that for sure. I mean, look at that. We just got one shot actually from there. Not super surprised, but yeah, looks like they have 3K players, so maybe this isn't the best test, but again, I'm just not seeing the damage and the lifesteal coming back from the Vithus that I was hoping for. We'll do one more test. This is kind of a longer video, but I do want to do sort of like an in-depth test of this 6-piece set realistically. And I didn't even see the monk shield there, but they're just so strong. We can't really do too much. This is just a very, very stacked team on the enemy team. So I'm going to wrap this up and then come back when we can test it out in PvE content. So we died so many times there, but just checking this guy out. That's 4K resonance on this Necro. That's 2K resonance on this guy. I'm curious about the other barb here. Looks like it's 4K resonance over there as well. And then we had another person here. This guy is 3K resonance. So overall, compared to our team, it was a little bit one-sided. I think Little Ninja is also 3K, but they had a couple of 4Ks, and then they had a couple of 3Ks, and then like that 2K mark. So just a little bit of an unbalanced team. It kind of happens, but even so, I wasn't really impressed by the Vithus in the previous game. And even then, when we were doing some big damage at the beginning, I wasn't super impressed with Vithus there. But we're gonna just jump into just some random PvE content here. Maybe we could just jump into a challenge rift real quick with this build and then see what kind of lifesteal we would be able to get if we were to push a little bit higher in challenge rifts. Just curious to see what kind of, again, lifesteal that you'll get when you're doing all your burst damage and you are a little bit lower on that life. All right, so here we are in a challenge rift. This is like 400 combat rating higher, so this is like definitely some of the higher push-ups. And you can see here, we're already taking like 9K damage just from like hit some of these wolves here. So we're gonna take a little bit of damage here, move ahead, and then see. This is actually one of the more ideal rifts that we would, like to see. We're gonna take a little bit of damage here, and then there's our field. We're gonna see what kind of lifesteal we can get. So this is like a full burst combo. You can see literally like barely any HP back. It's actually really sad to see, and I'm really not impressed with this 6-piece set. Once again, if you are maybe running a double beam build like you were running earlier and you're going to play from range, maybe you're going to get more value from this, or if you're going to go ahead and maybe play a melee class and you're going to get some value out of this, where you're jumping in and you're going to be able to stay in the field, or you're doing burst damage like a Crusader, maybe. Again, this really heavily relies on big damage, because you need to do big damage to get big lifesteal back. So I saw a lot of people saying like challengers might be good. Normal PvE content like running dungeons or something, you could see a little bit of value right there. But again, are you really gonna want like a super lifesteal heavy like build in a PvE dungeon? Like, it's super easy. Right there, I just dove in and tried to do some big burst damage, and I healed maybe like 10% of my life. Just not a huge fan. Let me know if any of you else had any separate experience than I did here. I personally would not recommend a 6-piece Vithu set. I'm going to be recommending or trying out all these different 6-piece sets and then determining whether or not I recommend it. If you're a melee class, I could see maybe a use for it. Definitely a 4-piece set is very, very good, as well as a 2-piece set. The extra 2 pieces on Vithus, I just do not see a reason to run these ever, in my opinion. Let me know if you all find some really, really great use for it. I do not want you all to farm, hours upon hours of farming these 6-piece sets and then find out that it's kind of mediocre. So that's why I'm doing this. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like. If you didn't, dislike. No one sees it anyway. So there you go. Have a good day, and I'll see you for the next video.